In the mountainous northern regions of Turkey, life followed nature's rhythm slow, steady and deeply connected to the land. Among the scattered stone cottages and green pastures lived a shepherd named Yuya, known across the region for his kindness, work ethic, and deep love for his flock. Yuya wasn't alone in this task. At his side was Daisy, a majestic Kangal dog, a breed famous for guarding livestock with loyalty and fearlessness. Daisy wasn't just a dog, he was Yuya's shadow, protector of the flock and trusted companion. Every morning, when Yuya led his sheep into the hills to graze, Daisy marched beside him, alert and ready to face any threat. Daisy had faced down wolves, wild boars, and even a bear once. His instincts were sharp, his bark fierce, and his heart unshakably loyal. Yuya often said, "So long as Daisy walks with me, no harm can touch my sheep." The missing guardian. One spring day, as the snow melted and the grass turned green, Yuya guided his sheep to a distant pasture. Among them was a ewe named Sira, who was close to giving birth. Daisy was especially watchful that day, often glancing back toward the herd, more alert than usual. As evening approached, Yuya gathered his flock and began the descent home. He counted his sheep, every one accounted for. But when he looked around for Daisy, the dog was nowhere to be seen. He called his name, whistled, scanned the ridge. Nothing. Maybe he chased something, Yuya thought. He'll be back by morning. But morning came, and there was still no sign of Daisy. Yuya grew anxious. He knew Daisy never wandered far. He climbed into the mountains, retraced his steps, shouted until his voice was hoarse. Still, no Daisy. The discovery. On the third day, Yuya ventured even deeper into the highlands, into areas he rarely traveled. After hours of searching, a faint bark echoed through the valley. His heart pounded. He pushed through shrubs, climbed over rocks, and followed the sound until he found a scene that made him stop in awe. There, under a thick bush, lay Sarah, who had given birth to a tiny lamb. And standing beside her, tired, scratched, and covered in dust, was Daisy. Daisy hadn't been lost. He had followed Sarah when she strayed from the herd, sensing her labor was near. For 2 full days and nights, Daisy had stayed with her. He hadn't eaten. He hadn't slept. He had barked at every sound, fended off predators, and lay next to the ewe and her lamb through the cold mountain nights. Yuya dropped to his knees and hugged the dog. "You stayed," he whispered, tears in his eyes. "You never left her." Return of the heroes. Yuya gently carried the lamb while Sarah followed, and Daisy limped beside them. When they returned to the village, the story spread quickly. A dog Daisy fried and people gathered to see the brave dog who had guarded a mother. And newborn, without a second thought for himself, children brought him treats. Elders stroked his head. Other shepherds clapped Yuya on the back, calling Daisy a lion in a dog's skin. From that day, Daisy was no longer just a dog. He became a symbol of loyalty and duty. Yuya would often say, "If the guardian is truly loyal, the whole flock remains safe." Legacy. Years later, children would walk up that mountain trail with their parents, and the elders would point to the stone and say, "This is where Daisy, the loyal dog, was buried." He wasn't just an animal, he was a guardian, truer than many men. And even long after, when the sheep grazed the hills and the wind moved through the valleys, Yuya would pause, listen to the breeze and whisper, "Daisy is watching. The flock is still safe."